Welcome to Manoj Beniwal Computer Science classes. Our today's topic is flow of execution in a function call. The learning outcomes are on the screen. So now let's start our lecture. Dear students, we are going to start today the topic flow of execution in a function call. The flow of execution normally remains in a program sequential until some construct like if else, loops or functions are not written. The flow of execution refers to the order in which the statements are executed during a program execution. In which order the statement will be executed during a program execution, that is called the flow of execution. The flow of execution becomes even more interesting in case of function. When functions are used in a program, then flow of execution becomes even more interesting. The function body is just like a Python block. A Python block is that part of Python program which is executed as a single unit. So this colon symbol also denote that it is a start of a block. The if block, else block, the loop body is also a block. Similarly, the function body is also a block. And the block in Python are executed in an execution frame. An execution frame is created for each block when block is executed in a Python program. In case of function, what an execution frame contains. So function also contain a block, so execution frame will be created for that. What are the main important information contained in an execution frame which is created for a function? First is some internal information. That information will be required for debugging purposes. Debugging means to locate the errors, to find the errors location, the name of that function, and the values passed to a function. That which values are passed to a function, those values are also contained in that execution frame. The variables created within a function, that is the variables in the local scope of the functions which are created during its execution, they are also part of the execution frame. The information about the next instruction to be executed, it means that when the control will transfer from the function, then it will go to the what will be the next instruction to be executed. Mainly it is the next instruction from the function calling instruction, or it may be the same instruction if function is returning something to take that value from the returned value from the function. So when a function is called, then an execution frame is created and the control is transferred to it. So when a function is called, the execution frame will be created and the control will be transferred to that execution frame. Then the function body statements get executed. After that, the function body statement get executed. The control returns to the calling function when either return statement occurs or the last statement of the function body occurs. When last statement will occur, either return statement occur, the control will return to the calling function. So now see this skeleton here. This is a df keyword. This func is a function, this colon, and then there is this is body of loop, then a return statement is there. This is main part. So this function is called somewhere and then it is a print statement somewhere after that. So when function will call, control will go to this df. Now this function will be executed, this statement will be executed, and then when return, either return will come, then control will return to the next instruction, to the function call instruction. This is the function calling instruction. So control will return very next instruction to it, if it is not returning any value. If it is returning any value, then it will return in the same statement. And also it is not necessary that always control from the function return to the main code or the calling function by the return statement. It may be the last statement of the function. After that there is no statement, then also it will be end of the function and control automatically will return to the next instruction to be executed, that is the next to the function calling instruction. In this case, this print instruction is the next instruction from the function calling instruction. This is function calling instruction and this is next instruction to it. So control will transfer from the function to it. So this is very important point. Now see, now let's take one example and try to find the flow of execution of it. Statement number 1 is this header of the function add, define df add ab. Then this second statement is this is finding addition of it. Then it is returning third statement. Then main starts, fourth statement is p is created, q is created. Then this function calling takes place. So now first of all, when program will execute, it will see the first statement of the program. It is a def keyword will encounter to the Python interpreter. So it will come to know that it is a function. So it will skip the function body. It will skip the statement number 2 and 3. So it will directly come to statement number 4. So now from 1 it will go to 4. Now this variable will be created, then it will go to 5. This is a sequential statement. Then this is q40, so it will go to 5. After that it will go to 6. It is a function call statement. So now it will pass p and q, and now control will be transferred from here to the function, that is statement number 1. So from 6 it will go to statement number 1. After that it will enter into the function body, it will execute 2 and then 3. So it will execute 2 and then 3. After that this control will return to the next instruction. It will return in this case because it is returning some value, it will return to the same instruction in which the function was called. So it will return to 6. So it will return to 6. Then after that this 7 will be executed, and then this is the end of the program. So the statement number are shown in the circle, and the arrow shows that now from 1 to 4, this arrow between 1 to 4, it shows that control will transfer from statement number 1 to statement number 4, then 4 to 5, 5 to 6, 6 to 1, 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 6, 6 to 7, and then end. So this is the end of the program. In this way we can provide the flow of execution of a program. So this is how we can provide the flow of execution of a program. Now let's see this question. This is very important question, and if you are able to understand it, then flow of execution I think will be clear to you. Here I have taken two functions. One function is power. It takes two arguments and gives the power of one and assign to other and return that calculating power to the calling function. Another function is cal square. It calls the power function itself. So here it is a case where a function is calling another function. The main is not calling, but function is calling. Main will call one function, but that function is calling another function. So this is the first case here where there is some interesting point to happen. So then this is main part. So first of all the control will go to 1. It will go to statement number 1. This shows the start of the program execution, this arrow. So this is the initial state, that is it will go to 1. It will skip this 2 and 3, then it will go to 4, because it will see this is a df, then it will skip the function body. So after 1 it will go to 4, and after 4 it will go to this main part, that is n equal to 5, that is statement number 7. Here n will be created, then it will go to 8. And after in 8, this is a function call statement. So now it will, from here the control will transfer to this function cal square. So now from this 8 it will go to again 4. It will go to 4. After 4 it will go to 5. And from 5 it is calling function power. So control will be transferred to function power. So it will, after 5 it will go to 1. And then after 1 it will go to 2 and then 3. So it will go to 2 and then it will go to 3, and after 3 it will returning back to the statement number here in this function. Here it will return back, it is statement number 5. So it will return here. Then after that it will return 6. It will go to 6, and in statement number 6 after that there is a return statement. So it will come back to this statement number 8 from where it was called. So from 6 to it will go to 8, and after 8 now it will go to 9. So after 8 it will go to 9, and after 9 there is the end of the program. So this is the flow of execution in this case. This is very interesting. First of all, this one statement will be executed. After that this body will be skipped. Then I am repeating it again. First of all, this one statement will be executed and these two statements will be skipped. Then after that another def encountered, this will be executed, that 1, and then 4 will be executed, then this will be skipped, then it will go to 7 will be executed. After that 8 will be executed, and in 8 it will call, it is a function call, so the control will go again to 4 into the cal square function. So it will go to 4. After that it will go to 5. In 5 again it is a function call. Control will be transferred to the power function, so it will go to 1. After that it will go to 2 and 3 within the function body. Then it will, control will return again to 5 here, and then from 5 it will go to 6, and 6 also a return statement, that's why it will return to this 8, and from 8 it will go to 9, and after 9 this is the end of the program. So this is the flow of execution, and this is very important and interesting point. If you clear your doubt about this flow of execution, if you know how the control is flowing in this execution, then it will be very easy to understand these function concepts. So listen this lecture very carefully until you don't get your doubts clear. So thank you very much.